Welcome to Shingyo Temple. Today's sermon is about the Four Noble Truths. According to the Buddha's story, he said, sufferings will always exist. Therefore, causes of the sufferings will always exist. Eliminating the causes will remove the sufferings. Continue right actions until you can eliminate the causes. This is definitely his first articulated teaching about the Four Noble Truths. So the Four Noble Truths is actually the logical, basic logical steps to see the truth in your everyday life. So everybody should have, first of all, the middle path as a very basic principle. Then you actually use the Four Noble Truths as a logical steps to see sufferings, to see causes of the sufferings, to see the elimination, possible elimination of the sufferings, and do the right practice. When you start doing right practice, you have a guideline, which is the Noble Eightfold Path. Okay. Now, the first step, based on the Four Noble Truths, means that you have to unconditionally accept the existence of the suffering. That means you just stop crying. Okay, stop crying, open your eyes, open your mind, see the reality. Be brave enough to take sufferings, existence of the sufferings. Just take it. Unconditional tolerance. Then once you actually accept such existence of suffering, you start seeing the real causes of the suffering. If you close your eyes, if you don't look at suffering correctly, how can you find the major causes of sufferings? That's a very important thing. You just accept existence of the sufferings to see the reality of the sufferings. Then you are ready to find causes of the sufferings. Then the truth of cause of suffering, then you actually look at sufferings and why suffering exists. Then you already know, because everything is changing. The only thing will not change, which is a nothingness or a nirvana, is suffering free, because it doesn't change. But anything else will change, therefore causes sufferings. And what makes situation worse is your desire to control something you can't control. You try to stop changes of the subject, which will change anyway. So first, the suffering will be caused by changing subject. And number two, the suffering will be enhanced by your own desire to control something you can't control. Once you understand the causes, okay, then you actually take action to ease, to minimize the sufferings or to eliminate sufferings. But unfortunately, you do have a body and mind. You're still alive, so you just can't completely eliminate suffering because you have subject will change. Right? The body and mind are subject which will change. So if you are crying for your aging, you are actually not only experiencing suffering, but also you're creating suffering too, because you want to control your aging, which you can't control. Also, another desires. Money is important. Again, Buddha never said eliminate all of your desires. No, he never said that. Complete elimination of desire means death. You are not dead yet. So you have to actually control your desires. You try to eliminate unnecessary desires. You try to keep necessary desire and control it appropriately so that desire will not cause suffering so much. Right? So let's say money. Money can be suffer for you. Because if you actually looking for more money, you never be satisfied. You always have a desire to earn more money. But if you have enough money to live in peace, live comfortably, then if you're satisfied with that, don't look for more money because you already got it. I know people say, hey, why not? If you have this much money, we should go for more. But from the spiritual point of view, that will cause more suffering. That will give you more suffering than the money you are actually earning. That means you have to be spiritually intelligent to make such judgment. You need the middle path approach, correct? You have to see the reality. You have to see what is really spiritual, what is really meaningful for your life to achieve the final salvations. Now, the truth of cessation of suffering states that fact that the taking control over our desires will eliminate suffering. Again, this is not the right statement. You have to control your desire. Okay? You're not gonna eliminate desire. Okay, so think about desires. Okay, now the last one is basically you have a way to minimize and eliminate suffering, which is right practice. And you already know the right practice, doing right actions in your everyday life, just as the Buddha would do. And you have guideline, the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is not like sensational. It's rather like, oh, that's it? Yeah, because that's it. It's very realistic. Let me summarize. You have to be tolerant. You have to put yourself in the middle path to see the reality, to accept sufferings. And don't create more suffering by having desire to control sufferings. Once you accept sufferings unconditionally, then you start looking at the causes. You think about actions to deal with such causes. First of all, you have to control your desire. Elimination of desire will not give you spiritual advancement, will not give you suffering-free conditions because you do have a body and mind. More important thing is to actually select the desires, good desire and bad desire. You eliminate bad desire as much as you can. You keep good desire and control the good desire. So the good desire will not create suffering. In order to do that, you actually do the right practice in everyday life based on the Noble Eightfold Path. That's all about it. Very simple, straightforward. So this statement is about the Four Noble Truths. However, this is almost a universal truth about the suffering. It's such almost scientific. I think the Buddha was a scientist because he's so realistic. He's so serious looking at the environment carefully, just like a scientist. Try to find problems, try to find causes. It's so logical. I think he was a scientist. So let's be scientists like the Buddha. Thank you for listening to this sermon. If you have a question, please let me know. May the Buddha be with us all. Thank you.